We sit in a comfortable meditation posture and close the eyes. Let's put our attention on the silence that's always there deep in the mind. Connect with that silence and become the silence. This is the silent witness. Listen to the Yoga Vasishta for chapter 60, verse 20. Those originally born with the pure sattvika nature are pure in their conduct and have never to be born again. Men of active, pure Rajas Sattvika temperament have to be reborn on earth, but being elevated by their reasoning powers, they have no more to be born in this lower world. Those who have directly proceeded from the Supreme Spirit without any mixture of these natures are men filled with every quality and are very rare on earth. The various classes of tamasic creatures of ignorance are both unconscious and speechless. They're of the nature of immovable plants and minerals and need no description. How many among gods and men have been reborn to the cares of the world owing to the demerit of their past action? I myself, though filled with knowledge and reason, am obliged to lead a life of the Rajas Sattvika king, owing to my interference in society. It is by your ignorance of the Supreme that you behold the vast extent of the world. But by considering it rightly, you will soon find all this to be only the one unity. Chapter 61. Rajas and Sattva qualities to be desired. Vasishta continued. Those who are born with the nature of Rajas Sattva remain highly pleased in the world and are as happy on their faces as the face of the sky with the serene light of moonbeams. Their faces are not darkened by melancholy, but are as bright as the face of heaven. They are never exposed to troubles. The lotus flowers are exposed to night frost. They never deviate from their even nature, but remain unmoved like immovable bodies. They persist in their course of beneficence like trees, yielding their fruit to all. The Rajas and Sattva natured man gets his liberation in the same manner as the disk of the moon receives its ambrosial beams. He never forsakes his mildness, even when he is in trouble. He remains as cool as the moon, even in her eclipse. He shines with the lovely virtue of fellow feelings to all. Blessed are the righteous, who are always even-tempered, gentle, and as handsome as forest trees, beset by vines with clusters of blossoms. They keep in their bounds, just as the sea remains within its boundaries. And they are meek with their even tempers, just like yourself. Hence, they never desire or wish for anything in this world. You must always walk in the path of the godly and not run to the sea of dangers. You should go in life this way, without your pain or sorrow. Your soul will be as elevated as the Rajas and Sattvic states by avoiding the ways of the ungodly and considering well the teachings of the scriptures. Consider well in your mind the frail acts that are attended with various evils. Do those acts which are good for the three worlds, both in their beginning and end, and forever to eternity. The intelligent, because they are free from narrow views, think that false mental images, the offspring of ignorance, are dangerous to them and not otherwise. For the enlightenment of your understanding, you should always remember and say, "O Lord, what am I? And where does this multiplicity of worlds come from?" By diligently considering these subjects in the society of the wise and righteous, you must neither be engaged in your ceremonial acts, nor continue in your unnecessary practices of rituals. You must look at the disconnectedness of all things in the world and seek to associate with the righteous, like peacocks yearning for rainy clouds. Your inner egoism, outer body, and the external world are the three seas surrounding us, one after the other. Only right reasoning provides the raft cross over them and bring us under the light of truth. So this is a statement Vashishta has made before, putting an emphasis on reasoning. Only right reasoning provides the raft to cross over them and bring us under the light of truth. And why is that important? Because ultimately, the highest level of moksha arises when there is clear distinction between what is the silent witness and what is not. What is not the silent witness is illusion. It is the illusion that has us trapped into recurring incarnations. That brings us back again and again and again. And as we emerge into the light of moksha, even on moksha level 1, it's very important that we use our intellect, always distinguishing between what is the silent witness and what is illusion. We must only be the silent witness. We must only follow the silent witness. If we follow the illusion, we lose our moksha. We come back again and again. Until we achieve Brahman consciousness, moksha level 4, we are always in this possibility that we will once again fall into the illusion. By refraining to think on the beauty and firmness of your exterior form, you will come to perceive the internal light of your consciousness, hidden under your egoism, like the thin connecting thread concealed under a string of pearls. That eternally existent and infinitely extended blessed thread connects and stretches through all beings. Like pearls, strung with a thread, all things are linked together by the latent Spirit of God, which is the silent witness. The empty space of divine consciousness contains the whole universe, just like the emptiness of air contains the glorious sun, and like the hollow of the earth contains an ant. The same air fills the cavity of every pot on earth. So it is the one and the same consciousness and Spirit of God, which fills, enlivens, and sustains all bodies in every place. As the ideas of sweet and sour are the same in all men, so the consciousness of the intellect is alike in all mankind. There being only one real substance in existence. That is the silent witness. It is a tangible error for ignorant folks to say, the one exists and the other perishes or vanishes away. There is no such thing at any time. Which being wants to produce is resolved into nothing. All these are neither realities nor unrealities. Only representations or reflections of the real one. Whatever is visible and of temporary existence is without any perceptible substantiality of its own. It is only an object of our fallacy, beyond which it has no existence. Why should anybody suffer himself to be deluded by these unrealities? All these accompaniments are no better than causes of our delusion. The accompaniment of unrealities tends only to our delusion here. If they are taken for realities, to what good do they tend other than to delude us all the more? Chapter 62. Vashista exhorts Ram how to conduct himself. Vashista speaking. The diligent and rational inquirer after truth has a natural tendency to rely on the company of the wise and the well-mannered guru, and discusses matters of the scriptures by the rules of the scriptures he has learned before, and not taught randomly. In this way, by discussing the abstract science of yoga with the good and great and unavaricious learned, he can attain true wisdom. The man who is so acquainted with the true sense of the scriptures and qualified by his habit of dispassion in the society of holy men shines as the model of intelligence like yourself. Your liberal-mindedness and self-reliance, combined with your cool-headedness and all other virtues, have set you above the reach of misery and all mental affliction, and also has freed you from future reincarnation by your attainment of liberation in this life. Truly, you have become like the autumn sky, cleared of its gloomy clouds. You are freed from worldly cares and you are filled with the best and highest wisdom. He is truly liberated, whose mind is freed from the fluctuations of his thoughts and from the flights and fumes of its thickening fancies and ever crowding particulars. Henceforward, all men on earth will try to imitate the noble disposition of the equanimity of your mind, which is devoid of its passions of love and hatred, and also of affection and enmity. Those who conform to the customs of their country and conduct themselves in the ordinary course of men, in their outward demeanor, and cherish their inner sentiments as the close recesses of their bosoms, are reckoned as truly wise and are sure to get over the ocean of the world on the floating raft of their wisdom. The meek man who has a spirit of universal toleration, like yours, is worthy of receiving the light of knowledge and understanding the significance of what I say. Live as long as you have to live in this frail body of yours, and keep your passions and feelings under the sway of your reason. Act according to the rules of society and keep your desires under subjection. Enjoy the perfect peace and tranquility of the righteous and wise, and avoid both the cunning of fox-like deceivers of others and the silly foolishness of children. Men who imitate the purity of manners and conduct of those who are born with the property of goodness also acquire the purity of their lives in process of time. The man who is habituated in the practice of manners and the modes of life and of another person is soon changed to that mode of life, though he may be of a different nature or of another species of being. The practices of past lives accompany all mankind in their succeeding births as their preordained destiny. Only by our vigorous efforts are we able to avert our fates, like kings, using their greater might to overcome its hostile force. Now we'll continue, established as the silent witness, and begin Trimana Sanyama on the esoteric Mahamantra to balance all karmic traces that have been enlivened by today's reading. Figurative.